All right, here it is, Holly, as requested. Um, this was back in '99. Um, this was the same year that my daughter passed away. She was 4 months old. That's the tattoo you see on my arm right here. If you can see it, see that? That was my baby girl, Nadeja. I gave her a beautiful name. It's 6 letters. I wanted the 6 letters like mine. Um, uh, I also wanted her name to be able to be said two ways. You could call her by her full name, which is Nadeja, or you could take off the N and the A and use the Daja and call her Deja. So let's just jump into it. Like I said, this was my first apartment back then. This was in 99, 98, 99. But the dream happened in 99. It was the same year she passed. And it was just a few days after she passed, I had this dream. I was laying in the bed, and I'll never forget waking up. Okay, I never actually woke up, but in the dream, I woke up out of the bed, and I stood up and I turned around, and I saw myself laying in the bed. I thought nothing of it. I actually seen myself laying in the bed sleeping. Thought nothing of it. I walked out into the hallway, and I heard this loud screeching and like this rumble and roaring. It was just so I heard that loud gust of air like a fighter jet taking off through the sky. So if you've ever stood next to a F-16 about to take off, or a helicopter, is the same, not the propelling, just that blast. I that rumble, I'll never forget that rumble. And that, and I said, that's outside. So I went outside the apartment complex to the far end of the building, went down the steps and walked outside, and then the ground started to shake. And the noise got closer, and I looked up in the sky. It was like the McDonald's arc, the letter M, the McDonald's arc, but it was just one arc. I'm just going off of the M's. But the arc crossed the whole sky. It covered the whole sky, and it was the shape of like a U. And it was this big funnel cloud of black, red, green, fiery, like a missile or something. That's the color of that flame. Well, all I remember hearing is, and the ground shook. And then I immediately started descending. All right? Keep in mind, I wasn't falling fast. I was descending. I was going down a wishing well. So imagine going down in this wishing well, and the bricks and the walls was like these big old school medieval stones all across the wall. So like a old wishing well, and I'm slowly descending down. And I'll never forget, the deeper I went, the temperature started to rise. I said to myself, oh, I'm getting hot, it's hot. Took my coat off. I wasn't scared, but I was like, oh my goodness, it's getting hotter. I couldn't sink in what was happening to me. I just knew I was going down. And it got so hot, I had to take my shirt off. So I got my jeans on, my shoes is on, but I just took off my coat and my shirt. All of a sudden, that was the sound. And then a door opened up, but there was no door. Imagine a door opening up. So I'm seeing this brick wall. So all I seen was a dark arc. And it's like I could look in pitch black. So the wall was there, but then it was a pitch black arc there. And I'm looking, and there was this person standing there. He didn't talk. He looked like it looked like he had on a cape. A cape. Better yet, he had on a graduation gown. like a graduation gown, and it was hooded. A hooded figure, had no face, no hands. He just had his clothing, and he went like this with his hand. And he didn't say nothing to me, but I knew that meant come on in. So I stepped on in. Now keep in mind, you don't control what's going on. All right, you can't control what's going on in your situation. You were just there. But when he went like that with his hand, I walked in. And I'll never forget when I walked in that room, there was this big ocean of lava, like lava, and then he went like this. It was basically telling me to get in here. And I looked at him and I shook my head and I'm like, no, no. He took the other hand and he waved it like that, and it was a bigger one. I'm getting goosebumps. It was a bigger one, and I told him no. The last thing he did was took both hands and he went like this. And when he did that, imagine seeing an ocean, a real ocean. Nothing but lava. Just an ocean of lava. He wanted me to get in, and I immediately, I'll never forget, I started crying. Tears fell from my eyes, and I said to myself, what did I do? If this is where I'm at, what did I do? Forgive me. I want to go back. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know and I said what I never say. But back then I said, God, can you please help me? Please forgive me. What did I do? And I woke up. I jumped up out of the bed, and I shit you not, tears was falling out of my eyes when I sat up in my bed. I was so terrified, I had to call my father. And my father had just got back into religion. And I was raised in the church, Baptist. But as the years went on, I took my own path. I'm not saying I was bad, but I just took my own journey. And I'm still on that journey. But I immediately called my father, and he said, you need to change the way you live in. And I'm thinking to myself, like, well, what am I doing? How am I? I'm not doing nothing that's wrong. I mean, if you talk about the Bible, I mean, am I okay? And all kind of thoughts were going through my mind. So I hung up with my father, hung the phone up, and we were done talking. And there was a guy that was a maintenance man in the complex that I lived in, and I'm not gonna say his name. He was really a nice guy, though. I know him from my childhood neighborhood. But I really got to know the man when I moved up there in the townhomes. He was in the church real heavy, and he had told me, he said, what happened to you? I'm going to let you talk to my reverend. You need to talk to him. You need to tell him this. People need to hear this. And he said, tell me what happened. So I told him everything. He said, what's the key thing that you said, that you pointed? I said, and I immediately said to him, I was falling down, but I was falling slow. It was like he said, now this is his words. He said, he said, I was in hell. He said, Jesus was with you. This is what he said to me. He said, Jesus was with you. That is why you weren't falling. He was holding you. He said, what happened the day before, that same day before you went to bed? Did you do anything? Did you ask for something? I said, let me tell you something. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I said, 2 days before this dream, I said to myself, because I was so, I'm not saying I was confused, but 2 days before I had this dream, I said to myself, and I always talked to God when I was coming up. I still do from time to time. I talk to the powers that be, if you want to call it. I talk to the people, the person that put us here. I talk to the creator. Call it whatever you want, but I had said, back then I said, God, I want to know if hell is real. I didn't want to go. I said, I don't want to go. I just want to know if hell is real. I need to know that. I don't want to go there. Just give me a glimpse. That's the word I use. I said, give me a glimpse of what it looked like. And the maintenance guy, which he was going to be a deacon soon, he had said to me, wow. He said, you really asked, can you get a glimpse? But you didn't. He said, you went there. He gave you that glimpse. He didn't leave you there. He was with you. He said, but I'm going to tell you something. Be careful what you pray for. And the minister had said that too to me. He said, be careful what you pray for. So immediately when he said that to me, I mean, I can remember being afraid to go to sleep for weeks, months, years. I was afraid to close my eyes. And as time went on, you know, time heals all wounds, like we all know. I learned to get in touch with myself. I learned to see and I just learned to research on my own. And you can't research in books and you can't research off of hearsay. You got to talk to your creator, the one that put us here. The only person can have a conversation with the creator about you is you and your creator. And I learned that. So this day and age, I'm not afraid to, this day and time, I'm not afraid to go to sleep, to close my eyes, because I know I'm a good person. Yes, I've done some things in my life that I regret, but I learned from them things. And I'm a beautiful person, and I believe if the God is out there, he knows I'm a beautiful person. I wouldn't bring harm to nobody. So I believe God is a forgiving God because I forgive people. I can't speak for somebody else. But I just thought I'd share that with you. Like I said, I was terrified many nights. I didn't want to go to sleep. I was terrified. And this is the only time I can honestly say I fear not. I don't. I didn't understand back then. I didn't. So I was afraid of the stories that they told me. But then when I actually got a taste of what I asked for, that really threw me into a nightmare. I was walking around. I was a walking nightmare. Like, wow. I was terrified. But I'm free now. I'm a free spirit. Another YouTuber has said that to me in a comment. They don't make videos, but they commented. They are a real person. I talk to them from time to time on other social media, but she has said, wow, I really like you. You are a free spirit. That I am. And also I ask for understanding. But that's for you. Just want to let you know, blessings to you, and tell me what you think about that. I got some more stories to tell you.